All right, so listen. I know sometimes I could be a little hard-headed because like 3 of you guys in the comments told me how good the drum machine designer was. And I didn't listen. But as they always say, a hard head makes a soft Bolo! What is good, you guys? It's your boy Bolo back at it again. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys comment, and make sure you guys turn on those post notifications so you will know the next time I have another video available. And please be sure to like the video with a thumbs up if you like it, and or hit a thumbs down if you do not like the video. It really doesn't matter to me. So today, yes, I am going to be talking about the drum machine designer, and I'm going to show you a few things in this drum machine designer that is so dope, because this just completely blew my mind. Shout out to the special person that I talked to that actually showed me a lot about this drum machine designer, and they showed me a few more things that this thing can do. It is completely incredible. I'm basically just going to scrape a tiny bit of the surface of how good this thing is. It's perfect for a lot of trap beat makers, EDM, hip hop, because you can actually take your samples, put them on a pad, and manipulate them just like you would in the quick sampler or the multi-sampler. So without me talking so much, let's go ahead and get to tutorial so I can show you a little bit of the drum machine designer. So let's do that right now. All right, as you can see, we are in Logic 10.5, and we're gonna open up the drum machine designer. And this thing is super dope, especially for me. I'm like a trap style producer because I have full control over all my sounds, even though they're going to be on individual pads. So let's go ahead and pull this thing up and show you how it works. Let's go ahead and go down here to Drum Machine Designer. As you can see, it is an empty kit right now, so nothing's going to play when I press on my little keyboard right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use drums from, of course, my drum kit, which is the BoloDaProducer 2020 drum kit. If you do not have it, you're missing out. It's only $4.99. So go ahead and get it. It's only $4.99, and it has all of the drums to make your best trap beats right now. So make sure you guys get it. I'm going to open it up in the little browser right here, which I'm going to go right here. And oh, there it is right there. The Bolo 2020 kit is already there. So I'm actually in the 808s right now. So all you have to do is preview the sounds. I'm gonna use that one, and all you have to do is just swing it into a pad, and then now you can play it on your keyboard. Pretty cool. And it kind of tries to find, you know, the root and everything else for you. AI technology on all these samplers are just incredible. Shout out to the team over at Apple for doing that. Let's go back. Let's get a kick. So I think I like that one. Let's see, we're going to use that kick for it. And then we're going to actually go back. Then we're going to get a clap, which is cool with that. And use a clap. And we're going to go back and use a closed hat. That's cool. So we're just basically building the kit and throwing it in here. This is the way I like to do it because I can actually preview the sounds. Now you can just open up a folder and actually slide it in from a folder from your desktop or whatever. You can do it the exact same way. You might have to have like a little preview or just to preview the sounds, but you can do it the exact same way as doing it through the browser, through Logic, or using a folder on your desktop. The only thing is when you're using the browser, when you kind of go through different folders, this is going to close out. So if I try to get a hi-hat, as you can see, it closed out. And let's get an open hat, and so that's cool. So I like that one. I just got to keep opening it back up, which I think they should have like a workaround for that. But all in all, this is a great thing to have. So we got that. We pretty much like what we have in our kit. And let's go ahead and open that up again. And so when I play all the sounds, so it has everything. We have a whole kit right now. We can actually go ahead and manipulate these sounds. So as you can see, they have a classic on here. They have a one shot. They have, you can splice up the samples as well, which is actually super cool. You can splice it. You can we got the recorder, so you can record samples and stuff in here to each pad. It's just super dope. So everything that you can do from like all the other samplers, you can actually do it in here as well. So that's why I was saying I'm just going to scrape the top of the surface. I'm not going to go too deep because there is a lot to do in this Drum Machine Designer that you cannot do in a lot of drum programs similar to this. Everybody's asking, so, okay, now we got the 808s, we got all that stuff. How are we going to be able to pitch these 808s in our track if we were trying to make a beat? Because, you know, they're all on their own individual pad. Well, I'm gonna show you guys how easy this is and why this is super dope. So if we close this out, as you can see, it says empty kit right here, and it shows like the little, basically it looks like an MPC. What you can do is click this arrow to where now it shows all the sounds on the individual tracks. So I got the bass, I got the kick, I got the clap, I got the hi-hat and the open hat. So now what I can do is I can select the bass, and guess what happens? Just like that. It goes up and down the octaves, and you don't have to do anything else. Now, the one thing you might have to do is you have to go in here and click on here. And there might be a few things you might have to do. Keep it on one shot, and you might have to go and just change some of the pad parameters. Now, as you can see, the input of the kick and everything is a little bit off or whatever, but you can change the root key of the actual sample to where now it'll fit on the middle of the keyboard if you want to use it like that. So I can actually change this root key to a C3 to where that's the root. So now when I actually play it back on here now, that's crazy. That's insane. Okay, so now once we do that, we can actually go into individual sounds, and then we can actually change certain things. So right now we have the poly to 8. We can change that to mono. And so now when we do that, guess what? The sounds do not cross over. That is crazy. So you can actually change the root key. You can actually change the poly. So you can do everything just like how you're using the quick sampler and how you're using the multi-sampler. You can do exactly everything that you want to do with those samplers inside of the Drum Machine Designer. So if you want to see what I did like with those other samples, you can actually go into my Logic Pro playlist and you can see how I manipulated samples in those other samplers, and it still applies to the Drum Machine Designer. Now I can go ahead and say, for instance, I want to record something real quick. Put it on that, keep it on 120. Now I can go through just recorded something in. Now cool. So now if we want to add something else like a kick, now as you can see, it's not set on the root key of C3. So if I want to, I can just go down, and that's the original key, because let's see what it's set to. The root key is at E0, so it detected at the key at E. We want our root key to be in the middle of the keyboard because that's just the way I like it. I like to have my stuff in the middle of the keyboard. So I'm going to go this to E3. And I'm pretty sure it's a fast way to do it, but I like to do it on E3 and go right here. There we go. So now, say for instance, I like that the way I did that bass, I can just copy and paste that down there. And now, so that's actually pretty cool. So what we're going to do is, since we know that it was actually on the key of E, E3, we're just going to go ahead and put these right here on E. And this is a fast way of doing it. Instead of just highlighting, you can just click right here on the actual note and it'll highlight everything inside of that, and it'll just come on down and bring these on down, and I think I used those, and there we go. So now we have a kick and a bass. So now we play it. All right, that's cool. So now let's add a clap. So the clap, let's see what that one's on. So it detected the clap at C3. So the root key is C3. So now we go to the clap. It's automatically set for that. We can add in the clap. Now we can add a hi-hat, which that's automatically set. And you know, I usually draw in my hi-hats, but just for time purposes, I'm just gonna go ahead and just put them in here real quick. All right, so we got that in there, and then we can add a open hat, and that's pretty much set for C3 as well. Alright, and as you can see, we just came with a full drum pattern. You can do everything exactly the same, just like if you were using several VSTs. So let's say, for instance, I want to add another VST underneath here. Create an instrument. I want to use Alchemy for right now. And here we go. Let's just go to some keys. Let's use the first one. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to play something. Y'all better not laugh. I don't even know what I'm gonna play. I'm just gonna do something. All right, so I came up with something. All right, yeah, all right, but I really want to show you guys that you can have full control over this. So now, even though that we have one plugin for all the drums, we can still manipulate everything the same way as just like if we have multiple tracks. So we can actually take it, we can copy it, paste it, all that good stuff, take out certain drums if we need it, and then we can just go ahead and play like a nice little track or whatever, and everything works exactly the same, just like how you do on other tracks. So we can pull this out, take that out, add some stuff to it, and, you know, just keep building on what we already have. So let's just say, for instance, we have that. Play it from the top. So super cool. So at the end of the day, you have full control of what you want to do with the Drum Machine Designer. And if you want to not see all those tracks after you get done, we can just click on the arrow and it'll just go back to that. And it'll have like these little shaded areas that would show you kind of like what's going on. So when you play the track the same way. Now, this is for everybody who has questions about what happens if I want to bounce everything down and have some track stems. It works exactly the same way. All you have to do is go to File, go to Export, all tracks as audio files, stuff like that. And that way you can have session stems and all that. And it works the exact same way. You don't have to do no workarounds, no nothing. It does it the exact same way. It's just like if you had different drum tracks, just different regular drum tracks. So works the same way. Another thing that a lot of people have been asking is, how do you save these kits? And this is something that I think that Apple should kind of fix, because I think they should have some up here to where we can just easily save it, like even right here or whatever. I'm not sure why they didn't have it to where you can just save it like that, but it's still fairly easy. So what you can do is go right here and open up this where it shows, like, you know, all the little kits or whatever. And then what you can do is click right here to save. So I usually kind of just click on that a little bit, then I go to save, and then it's going to take me right here to empty kit patch right there. And it's like samples and all that stuff like that. And what you can do is, as you can see, I have a Bolo Splice sample patch that I did from some Splice sounds. I'm just going to name this YouTube YT drums. And name it like that, save it, and then there it is right here in your user patches. It's going to create its own user patch, and right here, there it says Bolo Splice and the YT drum. So it's that easy to do that. So when you pull up the Drum Machine Designer again, and you want to use the same drums, all you have to do is go right here to this little inspector thing over here, this little browser over here, the library, go to user patches and just select that, and you're pretty much done. All right, so there it is. Hope you guys enjoyed that little bit, even though it took a little while, because there is so much to learn with this software that it is crazy. Logic 10.5 update has given us something very special, and this Drum Machine Designer is insanely good. So hope you guys learned something from it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I always say, peace out.